Hi guys, Sahara here. I am hopping on today to record my July wrap up where I break down for you guys how much I sold this month on each platform and what my expenses were, how much I paid for items for the whole month, how much I spent on other miscellaneous business expenses, and at the end of the day, what was my gross profit for the month, how much money did I actually take home this month from reselling. Stay tuned to find out.
All right, so let's get right into the sales for the month of July. I specifically wrote at the top so you guys can see this is my sales after all shipping and fees. So I go off of the numbers after the shipping fees are taken away. I had some comments and questions last time because I didn't clarify that. So I just wanted to let you know I will always do it after shipping and fees for all of my what sold end of the month wrap up videos. And so here we go. On eBay, I sold $3,271.82 worth of items, which amounted for 47.9% of my sales. So almost half of all my sales for the month came from eBay. Next up, we have Poshmark, which I sold $2,705.61 on that platform, and that amounted for 39.5% of my sales. Number 3, we have Mercari. I sold 12% of all my sales were on Mercari this month. And I just want to say that my sales on Mercari for the first half of the month were really, really slow. Like one item a day if I was lucky. And that's because I was neglecting to cross list on there. And so about halfway through the month, I took a day where I cross listed like hundreds of items probably on there. And then have been trying to stay more consistent with cross listing like every day or every other day on there, just like I do with Poshmark. And I've definitely seen an increase in my sales on there. So hopefully next month, if I stay consistent with that through August, hopefully next month we will see that 12% go up even more. So anyways, I sold $819 worth of stuff on Mercari. And then this month also, I cross-listed just a handful of items. Like maybe, I think I've only listed about like 20 items on there onto Depop, which is like a platform more for like funky, like vintage, Y2K, like Gen Z kind of items. So things that younger people are looking for. So I just cross-listed a handful of vintage items that had been sitting in my shop for a while one day, and actually already sold 2 items on there, and I made $36.82. So I will be excited to just list like those specific items on there. I'm definitely not going to like cross list my whole eBay store to Depop because the majority of what I sell is not what people on Depop are looking for, but I will cross list those specific items that I think would sell well on there. Okay, so it all added up to $6,833.26, a little bit down from last month, but I also was not as consistent in this past month, especially towards the end of the month, with doing that daily listing thing that I was trying out last month, where I set the goal to do at the beginning of June. I think I was doing 25 listings a day, and then I went down to 20 listings a day. But this month, I just fell off the wagon, I guess, and I really was not doing like my daily listings as well. So you can definitely see how that affects your overall sales because they did drop. And who knows, I think also the summer slowdown just hit a little bit more in July than it did in June. All right, and so let's get into expenses. This past month, I spent $1,657.44 on inventory, and so that was mostly all at thrift stores. I didn't shop like any estate sales, any yard sales, nothing like that this past month. So it was all like thrift stores. A couple times I went to Plato's Closet, just stuff like that, mostly the bins and the regular Goodwill. I spent $25 on Posture VA, which is a little Google Chrome extension you can use to share your Poshmark closet, send out offers to watchers for you, and a couple other things like it delists old inventory and relists them for you, which is extremely helpful. And it's only $25 a month, so that's extremely affordable. I spend $49 every month on List Perfectly, which is just the cross lister that I prefer. I did consider trying out Vendu this month, but I downloaded it and I did not like the layout at all or anything like that. If you're looking for something to share your Poshmark items for free or cross list for free, there is a Google Chrome extension and website you can use called Flip, which I will link below. I do use it to share my closet occasionally when I like max out on Posture VA for the day or something, but I just prefer Posture VA personally, and I prefer List Perfectly personally, so I'm willing to pay for them. But say you're like a smaller reseller, maybe you're just getting started, you have a smaller closet, or you're just really on a budget, Flip is a great tool to use. So I have a referral code I will link below, and I spend $59 every month to have my eBay store. And I spent $65 this month on miscellaneous supplies, basically just poly mailers for shipping, some shoe cleaner I was trying out, just stuff like that. So, yep. And then I also tried out a virtual assistant this past month on Upwork, and I was trying to hire somebody from overseas to help me with eBay listings. And so it was just kind of an experiment. I just tried it out once with two different women. I think they were based in the Philippines, and they were charging like $6 or like $8 an hour. So in their country, that's enough money, like it's a good wage for them. But obviously it's a lot cheaper for us to hire over here than hiring someone in America. So I just wanted to try it out, and I basically was just going to have them make listings on eBay and then save them in the drafts. And then I would go in, check the listing, check the pricing and stuff, and then list it if I was happy with it. But I was just a little disappointed. I thought that they both could have like done a much better job than they did. They were only doing like 3 or 4 listings in a whole hour. So it just wasn't worth it. I would rather pay someone like in America like regular wages that could actually like do the job properly and like do a good job and be productive and efficient than that. So yeah, that was my experience with that. I spent $29 this month trying that out. So maybe you've had a different experience. I don't know. I just saw it shared in some reselling groups suggested, so I figured I would give it a go, but I would not recommend it personally. So my total expenses for the month were $1,885.18, which left me with a net profit of $4,948.08 after that. And so that is obviously before taxes. I could not figure or calculate what the taxes would be. It's just always in a business like this, I recommend trying to save 20% or so of what you make for taxes so that you have it at the end of the year, just in case. And so, yeah, it was a pretty good month. Hopefully, it'll be even better next month. But I am extremely grateful to be able to make that much money at home reselling as a stay-at-home mom. So I hope this helped you. And I think I will get right into sharing some items that sold at the very end of the month. I'll throw that in here. Okay, so the first item I have to show you, this is all items that sold in like the last week or so of July, because I tried to do a what sold video for every week of the month. So this is like the last week and a couple days of the month. So I sold these Duluth Trading Company women's organic cotton and hemp pants for $17 on Poshmark. These came from the bins, so I only had about $1 into them. I'm always like on the lookout for like organic cotton stuff, or especially like these were hemp, which is really unique. So I pretty much always pick up that kind of stuff at the bins if I find it. I sold this Canali men's blazer on Poshmark. If you've watched my videos before, you might remember I got 2 of these at a regular Goodwill for $12.99 each. The first one sold for a little bit more, and somebody sent me an offer for $100 on this one. I just took it. I was happy to make about 80 bucks, I think is what I made. So definitely be on the lookout for these Canali blazers. I paid $12.99 each for them, and I would absolutely do it again tomorrow if I found them, because they sold really fast. They have a really good sell-through rate, and they retailed for a lot of money, and they're kind of like a under the radar brand a little bit compared to some other like very expensive designer like suit jackets and stuff. The next item was these Miss Me jeans. I think I got these at the regular Goodwill for $5, and even though they were a size 25, they still sold really fast. I think because they had this cross detail on the back pockets, that is a more popular style by them. And with Miss Me and the Western style jeans, the bling design in the pockets is definitely the sell factor. So you would want to make that your cover photo for the item. Okay, the next thing to sell on Poshmark was this J. Jill skirt. I think I bought this on the 4th of July at a 40% off sale at a Goodwill. So I think I only had about $3 or $4 into it, and it sold super fast for 20 bucks on Poshmark. And this was in a size 3X, which was one of the main reasons I bought it. Anything like plus size J. Jill, I would definitely pick up. And with this being a skirt, which is a little more unique, that was definitely a factor of why I was willing to pay up for it. The next item that sold was these new with tags Brooks Brothers pants. Personally, I have not had a lot of luck with Brooks Brothers, but when I saw these at the Goodwill bins, brand new with tags, and they retailed for almost $250, I was like, okay, I'll grab those. And so I listed them, and somebody sent me an offer, I think, for $45, or I might have even just had them listed at that outright, and somebody bought them. So those sold pretty fast in just a few weeks, and I was very happy with that because I really have not had good luck finding like good items from Brooks Brothers. I know they're out there, but for some reason when I check the comps on what I find, it's never that good. So the next item was this miracle suit. I think this was just a tankini top. Yeah, it was a tankini top, and I've had pretty good luck lately finding stock photos for miracle suit swimsuits and stuff. So definitely like check Google Photos or Google Lens and see if you can find that because I feel like it helps them sell. This sold for $34, and Miracle Suit is definitely a Bolo swimwear brand you want to be on the lookout for and know. Okay, on to eBay. I've had some questions about Chico's, so I just want to share this with you. This is just an example of like a Chico's item I would pick up from the bins. The smaller sizes, the 0, the 1, the 2 from Chico's are things I get at the bins. Larger sizes or more substantial pieces from Chico's are what I will pay up for. At this point, I pretty much pick up like anything Chico's from the bins if it's in good condition, because it's literally like $1 and you can get at least $10, I think, for everything. These sold for like 13 bucks on eBay, and they just came from the bins. Next item was these cut from the cloth boyfriend style jeans. I'm a little picky with this brand, but these were new at tags, and a size 12, so some good factors there. I paid $5 for them at the regular Goodwill, and they sold for like 23 on eBay in just a couple weeks, which is pretty good because I feel like this brand can sit sometimes. So I was happy to move them fast. The next item was this torrid, like floral chiffon style top. This sold for, I think, $19 on an offer. I really wish it would give you the accurate price here. I don't know why it does that. And I think that's something important to keep in mind for comps because it makes me wonder if like how it doesn't show offer accepted here. If when you're checking comps, it would do the same thing. And so yeah, just something to keep in mind, I guess. But yeah, so this sold for $19. I had paid up for this. I am willing to pay up for like torrid blouses if they're like, you know, a nice style like this. And in the bigger sizes, like 2X, 3X, or bigger, because they just sell so fast. Like I bought a bunch of these one day and like less than like a month ago probably. And they have like all sold. And like, yeah, it's not a crazy huge profit, but they are fast sellers and consistent sellers. And you know they're going to move. It's not going to be something sitting in your shop for a year later, like still not moving. Okay, the next item, something I picked up from the bins that sold literally next day. It was this Carolina Belle Montreal brand, not like a big Bolo brand or anything, but this was just a new at tags, floral, chiffon, nice blouse in a size 1X, and so some good factor stacking there, and it sold next day for $15. So just a good little plus size bins pickup that I'm always looking for. The next item was this Madewell dress I also found at the bins, and it was missing the slip that goes underneath, but it still sold in less than a month or so, I'd say, for like 20 bucks is the offer I accepted, I think. And it came from the bins. The next item was these Unit 100% linen login looky style pants. I pretty much always put the word login look when something is 100% linen and like wide leg like this. These sold for my full asking price of $25, and they only took about a week or two to sell, so I was pretty happy with that. These sold literally next day. I found them at the bins. They were Eileen Fisher organic cotton, like ankle pants. They sold super fast. I'm always on the lookout for Eileen Fisher. It is a great brand, and you always want to note like what the material is with that brand because they make a lot of stuff in nicer quality, organic and such materials. The next thing that sold on eBay was these silver capri jeans in a size 22. I found this brand in the plus sizes does really well. They have good sell-through rates, and they tend to go for at least $20 a pair. I think these sold for about $24 on an offer, and they took maybe about a month to sell, so pretty reasonable. The next item that sold was these Rock Revival shorts. I actually got these for like $6 at Plato's Closet. I don't know if they just didn't know what they were or what, but like they had them priced really low. They like on the tag where they usually have the brand, they just put like a dash like they do, and there's like no brand. So I think they just didn't know what they were. They weren't in their system that they used to price things. So I got a good deal on them. They sold in just a few days for $35. So I was very happy about that. And they were in a size 34 in women, so definitely some good factors there. These, I believe, came from the bins. These Dansko leopard print sandals. They were so cute. They were in a really small size, though, so I was worried they would take a bit to sell. But luckily, somebody else thought they were just as cute as I did. And they sold for $25 on an offer in about a month, I want to say. These Vera Bradley Croc collaboration flats. They sold in like a week for an offer of like $22. I pretty much always pick up Crocs, and like especially like the unique styles like this or the unique sandals and stuff, they can do really well, and they have really good sell-through rates. These Mother jeans, oh my gosh, Mother is an amazing brand to be on the lookout for, but for some reason these took so long to sell. I have no idea why, but I have had these for a long time. And so yeah, I finally got an offer for like $50 on these on Mercari, and I happily took it. They did come from the bins, so I made pretty much like a complete profit, you could say. They probably only cost me $1 or $2, so I think I made like $40 on them. But wow, they took so long to sell. I would still, of course, pick up Mother jeans anytime I saw them, because usually they don't take that long to sell. Okay, this is just an example of some toys of my son's that I lotted up to sell, but you could definitely buy these at like Goodwill or the bins or something. I think this was only like altogether was only like 3 or 4 pounds. So I mean, at my bins that would only cost like $2 or $3. So say you were there and you just happen to come across a bunch of these little people, you could definitely lot them up and sell them. And they sold in less than a month for $24 on Mercari. I have pretty good luck selling toys on Mercari, so if you are like a toy seller or something, I would definitely recommend cross-listing your items there. They seem to sell sometimes even faster on Mercari than on eBay as far as toys go. The next item was these Hokas. I actually paid $15 for these at the regular Goodwill. That's a little high for me. I don't usually like to pay up that much, and as you can see, they even had a little bit of a flaw, but they still sold in like a month or so for $55 on Mercari. So definitely be on the lookout for Hokas. I will always pick them up, and especially if I'm at the bins or something, even if they have some substantial flaws, I will still pick them up because they still sell. They are just that in demand. Another great shoe sale on Mercari. I sold these vintage Skechers jammers, like chunky platform sneakers. These had a lot of interest, and they sold in just a couple weeks for $50 on Mercari, and those came from the bins as well. And those also had like a minor flaws. There was like a spot, I think, where the leather was cracking a little bit and such. So yeah, even with some minor flaws, they still sold. One of my favorite bread and butter shoe brands I've been finding a lot lately is Hey Dudes. These ones were such a cute style, like Southwestern rodeo style is what they were called. And they sold in like just a week or two for $21 on Mercari, and they came from the bins. And look at what great condition they were in, even being white. Very impressive. The next item, okay, these are the worst sales of the month. The items that did not perform how I expected. So this was a little lightweight, like Free People sweater I found at the bins, and it was a wool and alpaca blend, so I really thought it would perform better, but this has been sitting for a while. I think I finally sold it on like an offer with discounted shipping, and I made like $4 on it. So a little disappointed there. I'm definitely getting pickier with Free People. Another item that I had higher hopes for, these Nike sneakers. With Nike, it's really all about the style, so you got to look up that style number and see this right here is the style number. You really got to look up that style number and see what they are if you're paying up or anything. I'm pretty sure these came from the bins, but I only sold them for like $8 and I've had them for a while. So definitely would be, a little selective with the Nike. Check the style number and check the comp specifically. Okay, and this is a Chico's top that I bought a while ago. I know I talked about Chico's earlier, but sometimes just like in every brand, there's going to be an item that just doesn't perform as well. I have had this sitting for a while, so I finally just took an offer for like $8 on it. Okay, I have had this for such a long time. It finally sold for like $3 on eBay. I'm not sure when I picked this up. I'm not sure if like I picked it up to take to Plato's Closet and they didn't want it and I got stuck with it. I'm not sure if I got it a long time ago at like a Plato's Closet clearance sale. I pretty much never pick up Hollister anymore. Like it just does not perform well for me, and if Plato's Closet like doesn't take it, I don't want to get stuck with it. So I pretty much never pick up Hollister items anymore. As you can see, they do not perform well. I might have made $1 off of that after fees and such. And all right, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys learned a new brand or something. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want me to keep doing more what sold and breakdowns, let me know what you prefer. Do you prefer what sold videos or do you prefer thrift hauls? Which one helps you more? And I will do my best to make more of that kind of content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Have a blessed day, guys. Thank you.